So, work. I guess that's a thing. Um, for those of you that don't know, I work for a local private transit bus company here in Edmonton. Um, it's it's not a fantastic job. It's an all right job. I've had worse. But over the past couple of months, I've been on the spare board, meaning I haven't had a regular route. All summer I had a regular run, and my schedule was great. I would start at 6 in the morning, and I would be done by 1 p.m., so I would have the entire afternoon free. Yeah, it kind of sucked going in at 6 a.m., but I would get home by, like, before 2 o'clock. I'd have the entire afternoon to, my girlfriend and I spent a lot of that time working on the house, and I was able to get work done on projects and this and that, and it was great. But my work schedule has changed now so dramatically that I'm not really able to get any kind of work done on any projects. So the Star Destroyer has kind of hit a flat line at the moment. I've gotten a little bit of work done on it still. I've finished drilling out all the windows. I think I still had a few left to do when I shot the last video, and I have painted the light block layer, but most of it. I had run out of paint before I could complete it, but it's mostly done and it looks good. So I'm gonna try, maybe not this weekend. Unfortunately, I don't have the time, but maybe next weekend I'm gonna try and get the white light reflective layer painted, and then maybe try and get some of the fiber optics threaded, because I do have all the holes drilled. I do have all of the fiber ready to go. I just need to get some two-part epoxy or some other kind of adhesive. Someone mentioned in the comments I should try something else. I can't remember what the stuff was, but I might have to look into that and see what it is and see how it works. If it works easier than epoxy, then I might have to do that for the whole project, because yeah, epoxy's a pain in the ass, having to mix up small batches over and over and over again. If it works, great. If not, epoxy will work fine. I've used epoxy before. No harm. It's just time consuming. But yeah, so my work schedule at the moment, my day starts at 3:45 in the morning, which means I have to leave my house between 3 and 3:15 every day. And unfortunately, it's a split shift. It's not a straight through shift like I was working all summer. So I work 3:45 to 8:30. I come home. I usually wind down for an hour or two. If my girlfriend's still here, we'll talk for a little bit. Maybe watch some TV or some YouTube. If she's got school that day, often I'll give her a ride to school. And then I'll come home and I'll usually have a nap. And then I get up again between 12:30 and 1:30, head back out, go back to work. I have to be at the yard by 3 o'clock to catch the shuttle, which takes me back out to our work site. And then, get my bus fired up again, pick up my people, bring them home, and then I usually have my bus parked by between 7:15 and 7:45, and then come home. So by the time I get home, from the time I left, is about 17 hours, and not including the time in the middle of the day where I can't really do anything because I'm just too tired. By the time I get home at the end of my shift, again, I'm just too tired. All I want to do is just sleep. So wind down for an hour or so and then crash out, and I get maybe 5 or so hours of sleep before I have to get back up and do it all over again. It's not optimal. Like I said, I've had worse jobs, but I've definitely had better jobs. I've had better jobs in this company. But the pay is good. I do end up with a fair bit of overtime out of this. It's about a 45, almost 50-hour week. So, it's nice to get that extra little bit of paycheck, even if a lot of it gets disappeared by taxes. But, whatever. The real drag of it is that it doesn't leave me any free time to do anything. My video game collection has gone unplayed for months. My model collection continues to expand with no sign of getting any smaller. So, what can you really do? You just gotta, just deal with it until you get a break. Now, I did get a break over Christmas. We were off for 10 days. And during that time, my girlfriend and I, we took a trip. We went back out to Victoria to see my folks and did a bit of a drive around BC and visited some friends of ours in Grand Prairie. Um, but it was a real whirlwind of a trip. Like I got home from work that day. We had a short day. I got home at around 4. We packed the car and were on the road by 6, and we drove until midnight. With the time change, so that's 7 hours. And then the next morning we got up, we drove the rest of the way to Victoria. Had a couple of days there, but it was stressful being around my parents and family and whatever. But I will admit, I was very excited to see my parents because I haven't seen them since May, and I have lost almost 55 pounds since then. And I haven't told them a thing. So I was very, very excited to see their faces when they realized how much weight I'd lost. And my sister as well. In fact, my whole family, I hadn't told any of them. So they were all very excited to see me. So I was very proud of that. So I don't know actually if I've even mentioned that on this channel that I've been losing weight. But since May of, I guess last year, I've lost almost 60 pounds now. Had a bit of a yo-yo effect in the last couple of weeks because of the holiday, and my work schedule has kind of screwed me around, so I can't really maintain a steady diet because I'm never home to cook or eat anything sensible, so I've got to get food when I'm out, and I end up munching a lot or just eating just garbage. I'll do like Harvey's or Five Guys or McDonald's or whatever for lunch just about every day. I'll try to temper that once a week by going to like Swiss Chalet and getting a chicken dinner, because I think that the chicken dinner with mashed potatoes, roll, etc. ends up at like 600 calories versus you go to Five Guys, get a single bacon cheeseburger and fries, and it's like 1,300. So trying still, but it's hard. Because I pretty much just get one big meal a day, and the rest of my time is just munching. But, whatever. I've come this far, and at the very least, I can hold where I'm at until I get to a position or a job where I can go back to dieting again. We'll see what happens. You can't know the future, but I'm trying to do my best. But yeah, apart from that, I have been trying to collect a few new kits. There have been a few new models that have come out recently that I've been really enthusiastic to get my hands on. For example, a company called Max Factory in Japan is doing models of some of the Jaegers from Pacific Rim. One of them was supposed to be out, the Gypsy Danger was supposed to be out at the end of December, and it's been delayed, much to my chagrin. But I'm very enthusiastic about that one because I loved that movie. So stupid, but so much fun. God, that movie's great, and I can't wait for the sequel. So I don't have that yet, but I'm very excited to get it. I should have it within about a month or so. But there are a bunch of other new kits that have come out fairly recently that I am enthusiastic about. We got some Macross stuff, some Evangelion stuff. I managed to get my hands on Bandai's limited release Master Grade Tall Geese 3. I don't have it in hand yet. I'm hoping it'll come this week. And when it does, I will do a review of it, compare it to the other two, which I have not yet built. I kind of want to build all three of them side by side. But I'm very, very enthusiastic to get my hands on it, because the Tall Geese 3 is probably my favorite of the Tall Geese designs. But yeah, so I've got some Macross stuff, some Eva stuff, and, well, Tamiya's latest crown jewel in their aircraft line, the new F-14A and 48 scale. This is a brand new tooling kit. I was very excited to find this. I actually went on a bit of a hunt here in town to find it. I didn't know what to expect in terms of price, because I was looking at the build-up review in Fine Scale Modeler, and their article said that the price was around $115 US, So I was figuring Canadian might be around 175, and that was too pricey for me. That was more than I wanted to spend. Um, but then I went on HobbyLink Japan's website and saw that their retail was around 7,000 yen, which is around $85, which is a little more palatable. I'd still have had to pay for shipping, but if I could have found it locally for a comparable price, I would have been very enthusiastic to get it. So I started looking around and couldn't even find one in stores locally. There's like 3 or 4 decent hobby shops in town that I figured would have carried it, and I could not find one. And so I look on Google, search hobby shops in Edmonton, I find one I didn't even know existed. It's 2 minutes from where I work. So I drop in, I check it out. Lo and behold, they had one. Curiously, though, they didn't have a price tag on it. None of their models have price tags. This place is called Great Hobbies, and none of their kits have price tags. They have little QR codes on them and a little scanner in the store you can run the QR code under, or if you have a scanner on your phone, you can check it that way. And it was $104.99. Hell yeah! So I grabbed it. I figured, what the hell? I'm enthusiastic about this model, so I grabbed it. A couple days later, I was at another hobby shop in town, and they had the same kit for $134.99. So yeah, needless to say, I'm really glad I didn't buy it there, because I probably wouldn't have. I would have just not bought it if I had seen it for that price. Might have eventually, but probably would have just bought one off of HobbyLink Japan with a bulk buy in sometime in the next year. But no, I found it for a price that was very palatable. I'm very happy with it. I've taken a very, very brief glance through the instructions and haven't really looked at the rest of it yet. But it's, from what I understand, a 100% new tooling right down to the armament. So I'm really excited to take a look at it. Along with that, though, we are going to take a look at... I've got a couple of different versions of the Eva Unit 1 from Evangelion, this version being the TV series version, this version being from the recent reboot movies, and a couple of Macross kits. We have a VF25 from Macross Delta. This is the Super Messiah, so it contains all of the upgrade armor parts, the fast packs, and additional weapons. And then from Macross Delta, we have the VF31 Siegfried. Yeah. This is the standard version. It does not include the additional armor parts. These are both from Bandai, by the way, in 72nd scale. And they are fully transformable. From what I understand, they're both perfect transformations, so no parts removal required. I have done one of the VF25s, and it was pretty cool, but... I also got my hands on the fast packs and armor booster parts for this one, for the VF31, separately. They do now make them as a combined set, but I had bought the single kit Valkyrie prior to this coming out, so I had to buy them separately. But yeah, those are what I've got so far. If the Tallgeese 3 does come this week, or at least before I've finished posting all of this complete series, then I will definitely add it to the end of this batch. Hopefully, I'm going to try, like I've been doing for the last few months, I'm going to try and do these all like one day after another, if I can. If not, then, because with my work schedule, I don't have a lot of time if I'm going to do any editing. Editing one of these videos takes a couple of hours. That's a couple of hours that I could be sleeping. So it may take me a little bit longer. I might not be able to get them done day in, day out. So there may be a gap in between, but whatever. But yeah, I'm very excited to take a look at these, especially this F14, especially in the color scheme that it comes in, and I'll explain why when we take a look at it. So that's going to be it for today. We're going to start off tomorrow. We're going to look at the first of the Eva kits. We're going to look at the Eva Unit 1 movie version and do a little bit of an explanation of the differences between the movie and the TV series version when we get to them. So yeah, thank everyone out there for watching, and happy modeling.